David Fincher's 1995 masterpiece, Seven, is celebrated for its haunting narrative, striking visuals, and the moral dilemmas it thrusts upon its characters and audience. But what if this dark thriller is more than just a standalone tale? A compelling fan theory suggests that Seven could serve as an origin story for the Joker, Batman's most infamous nemesis. By examining Detective David Mills's journey, the film's oppressive setting, and its thematic parallels with Gotham City, we can uncover how Seven might lay the foundation for the Clown Prince of Crime. At the heart of Seven lies the tragic descent of Detective David Mills, played with raw intensity by Brad Pitt. Mills begins the film as an idealistic yet brash young detective, eager to make his mark in a city steeped in moral decay. His partner, the seasoned and cynical Detective Somerset, Morgan Freeman, serves as a foil embodying wisdom and restraint. The dynamic between these two characters underscores Mills's vulnerability. His youth and inexperience leave him ill-equipped to confront the horrors that await. As the investigation into John Doe's murders unfolds, Mills's impulsive nature becomes increasingly apparent. He's driven by a need for justice, but his approach is emotional rather than calculated. This emotionality reaches its zenith in the film's harrowing climax, where John Doe reveals the ultimate twist. Mills's wife, Tracy, Gwyneth Paltrow, has been murdered, and her head has been placed in a box as part of Doe's meticulously planned tableau of the 7 deadly sins. In this moment, Mills embodies wrath, completing Doe's grisly vision. Mills's decision to kill Doe, while understandable, marks a pivotal transformation. No longer the idealistic detective, he becomes a man consumed by grief and vengeance. This act of wrath not only destroys Doe but also Mills's own sense of self. Such a descent mirrors the psychological breakdowns often associated with the Joker's origin. A man pushed beyond his limits, embracing chaos as a coping mechanism for his suffering. The city in Seven is never named, but its oppressive atmosphere is as much a character as Mills, Somerset, or Doe. Constant rain, decaying infrastructure, and a pervasive sense of hopelessness define this urban hellscape. The city's moral and physical rot mirrors the thematic decay often attributed to Gotham City in the Batman mythos. Here, the citizens are apathetic, the systems of justice are failing, and corruption festers unchecked. This city could easily be imagined as Gotham before Batman's rise. Without the presence of a vigilante like Batman to inspire hope or fear, the city is left to languish in its own depravity. The murders orchestrated by John Doe could be seen as the tipping point, the moment when the city begins to spiral further into chaos, paving the way for figures like the Joker to emerge. In this context, Mills's transformation into a vengeful, unhinged figure represents the city's descent into madness, a precursor to the chaotic battleground Gotham becomes in Batman's era. The Joker is often depicted as a man who has experienced a singular, catastrophic event that shattered his grip on reality. In Seven, Mills's final confrontation with Doe could serve as that event. Losing Tracy and their unborn child, coupled with the realization that Doe manipulated him into completing the 7 deadly sins, leaves Mills in a state of existential despair. This is the type of trauma that the Joker's origin stories frequently explore, a personal tragedy so overwhelming that it warps the individual's perception of morality and sanity. Consider the Joker's philosophy in The Dark Knight, 2008. He believes that anyone can descend into madness under the right circumstances. Mills's breakdown in Seven exemplifies this belief. By succumbing to his rage and killing Doe, Mills crosses a line from which there is no return. In the aftermath, it is easy to imagine him retreating into himself, his psyche splintering under the weight of guilt and grief. Over time, this could manifest as the anarchic persona of the Joker, a man who laughs at the absurdity of life because he has nothing left to lose. John Doe, portrayed with chilling precision by Kevin Spacey, is more than just a villain in Seven. He's a philosophical antagonist, embodying the idea that evil can be rationalized and even justified in the pursuit of a higher purpose. His meticulously planned murders are intended to expose humanity's moral failures, and his manipulation of Mills into becoming Wrath is his ultimate triumph. In many ways, Doe serves as a proto-Joker figure. Like the Joker, he is an agent of chaos, seeking to upend societal norms and expose the fragility of order. His actions push Mills to his breaking point, much as the Joker's schemes often push Batman to the edge. By orchestrating events so that Mills becomes complicit in his plan, Doe plants the seeds of the Joker's ethos, the belief that chaos is the natural state of the world, and that morality is nothing more than a comforting illusion. If we accept the premise that Seven represents a prequel to the Batman universe, then Mills's transformation into the Joker serves as a dark counterpart to Bruce Wayne's evolution into Batman. Both characters experience profound loss and trauma, but they respond in opposing ways. While Bruce channels his pain into a crusade for justice, Mills succumbs to despair and madness, embodying the chaos he once sought to eradicate. The city's role in these transformations cannot be overstated. Just as Gotham shapes Batman and the Joker, the unnamed city in Seven shapes Mills and Doe. The city's oppressive environment, fosters the conditions for these extreme characters to emerge. In this sense, Seven offers a glimpse into Gotham's dark potential, showing what can happen when hope is extinguished and despair takes root. Imagine a narrative in which a young Bruce Wayne encounters David Mills during his descent into madness. Bruce, witnessing Mills's transformation, could see firsthand the dangers of succumbing to vengeance. This encounter might even serve as a catalyst for Bruce's decision to don the cape and cowl, dedicating himself to a path of justice rather than revenge. Conversely, Mills's presence as the Joker would challenge Batman in ways few others could. The Joker's intimate knowledge of law enforcement and his deeply personal connection to justice gone awry would make him a uniquely dangerous adversary. Their battles would not only be physical but philosophical, with Mills's Joker forcing Batman to confront the fine line between justice and vengeance. Even without direct connections to the Batman franchise, Seven stands as a masterclass in storytelling and atmosphere. Its exploration of moral ambiguity, the nature of evil, and the fragility of the human psyche resonates with the themes often explored in Gotham-centric stories. The film's influence can be seen in later depictions of Gotham City, from the rain-soaked streets of Batman Begins to the psychological complexity of Joker, 2019. Is Seven the ultimate Joker origin story? While the theory remains speculative, the parallels are undeniable. Detective David Mills's journey from idealistic lawman to broken avenger mirrors the tragic descent that defines the Joker's character. The film's unnamed city, with its oppressive atmosphere and moral decay, serves as a perfect stand-in for Gotham City, setting the stage for the rise of both heroes and villains. Ultimately, Seven invites us to explore the darker corners of the human psyche, challenging us to consider how trauma, loss, and environment shape our identities. Whether or not Mills becomes the Joker, his story is a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked emotions and the thin line between justice and chaos. In the end, it's not just a story about what's in the box, it's a story about what's in the heart and how easily it can break.